Hey, what's up, Turtle Artist? All right, sorry about the delay there. Long story. So yeah, if I'm not in a good mood tonight, don't worry about it, but I'm just going to get through this shit. So let's just jump. Anyway, welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I went ahead and I shared this link to this stream on the various Facebook pages, which you guys should all go ahead and like and follow and all that shit. Clarence Woods Emerson is my personal Facebook page. And the 𝗥𝗄𝗆𝗆 and the Turtleboy Sports Facebook pages. You should go ahead and like all those. You should also follow me on Twitter at Dr. 𝗕𝗹𝘂𝗀𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆 like 9,500 followers on there. So get at me or at Turtleboy Phone. That works too. Okay. So go ahead and follow all those accounts. We'll have a good time. And yeah, sorry about the delay again, but anyway, I forget anything else. I think that's it. I feel like there's usually more intro. Oh yeah. The fucking chat. Hold on. Time out. Let me get the goddamn thing. Time out. Where'd it go? The dono button. There we go. Okay. So as you guys know, I am banned from pretty much everything, including PayPal. I'm banned from Google AdSense on my Turtleboy. It's a long story. Go read the book. But I'm also banned from using the monetization feature, Super Chat, on YouTube. So we had to make our own goddamn thing. People are asking what's on the shirt. These are the Turtle Gang shirts that people wanted. All right, so go ahead and get them in the Turtleboy store if you like it, or blog that gear, whatever you want. All right, so anyway, I am going ahead and I'm sharing right now a link to the Turtle Chat. It is our ghetto version of the YouTube Super Chat. You can donate to there. You can write whatever message you want when you donate. When you do that, I will get a notification of it, and I will read those aloud periodically throughout the show. So you can write pretty much whatever you want in your Turtle Chat. It's your Turtle Chat. You can write, give a shout out to your boy, your dog, maybe some fucking whore who tried to get a restraining order on you, something like that. Do whatever you want. It's your fucking chat, and it, do whatever the fuck you want to do. So anyway, let's just jump right into this shit, shall we? All right, let me see here. All right, so I'm going to talk about two things tonight. The first is going to be about what else? Rachael Rollins again. She never goes away. So the other day in Boston, this guy came around. Okay, what a so Joao. He goes by 𝗃𝗄𝗃. His name is, I think his real name is Joao. So the first time I ever found this guy was like maybe 3 years ago. He makes videos, like he's a Boston guy, and he was going around leaving flyers or leaflets, I think for Rachael Rollins, in some Catholic church parking lot. And the priest came out and was like, "Why? Please don't litter." And he's like, "Fuck you!" Like he started cursing at the priest. And so I did a blog on him, and I'm like, "Fuck this asshole," right? And I Googled his name, and if you Google the name Joao DePina, I mean Joao DePina, like watch this, what happens, because this is a misunderstanding. I mean, I didn't know there'd be more than one Joao DePina in the Boston area, but there is. Okay, let me pull this up. So you Google his name, and he's run for office before. He ran for city councilor in Boston. How'd he do? He only lost by 50%. No, he didn't even make it to the. Oh, he was in the primary. He got 5% of the vote. So he almost won. So that's good. So he ran. What year was that? He ran. That was this year. He ran this year. Okay. So that's good. So, or was it 2017? He also ran in 2017, I guess. Almost made it. He ran against Kim Janey for her spot. Could have been him as the mayor of Boston. Who knows? But I'm pretty sure on here, he also ran for like, I Googled something about this guy, courthouse. Oh, thank you, Suzanne. I also have Cash App. If you guys like to do Cash App and you can write messages on there. Suzanne sends $25 and says, for Jarrett Stidham back on the Pats. War Eagle. Tough loss for them against the Aggies this weekend, Suzanne. But they got Alabama coming to town in 2 weeks for the Iron Bowl. So that's always a tough one for the Tide. Always a tough one. And they'll be out of the college football playoff if they lose that one this year. So we'll see what happens. Okay. So basically, this is the one, Joao DePina. Okay. And so I looked it up. This is an unfortunate name. Oh no, this is George DePina. There's an actual guy named with the same fucking name who had been convicted of some kind of crime. And I remember, long story short, I put it in the blog and it was the wrong Joao DePina. And he contacted me. He's like, what the fuck, Turtleboy? And I'm like, what? There's more than one Joao DePina, and he proved it. And so I took the blog down and I apologized and shit. I'm like, my bad. You know, if I make a mistake, I'll correct it. I'll take it down. I mean, what are the odds there be more than one Joao DePina? But apparently that is a common name. And this guy is a very interesting person. So last year I wrote a blog because I had seen pictures of him with Monica Cannon Grant, because he's just like around Boston. And I kind of got the wrong impression of him. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought he was down with Monica and stuff like that. But it turns out he's basically just a guy that does whatever the fuck he wants. And he's crazy. Like he'll deny it. He was not happy with me today for some reason when I spoke with him. But he's a little bit crazy. Okay. So here he is running for office. Check this out.
Will vote for mayor and city too.
Yes, so I spent a lot of my years since 2002, Chris. I've been out on the streets, boots on the ground against gun violence and violence in our community because a kid by the name of Malik Andrade Percival, which the city of Boston has really...
Okay, so that's him. He runs for city council, doesn't win, etc. There he is, campaigning for Rachael Rollins, likes her and shit like that. And then last year, there was an incident in which Chief Willie Gross, who was right outside of a shooting, and DePina shows up there. And I remember watching this on live TV, and he starts yelling at Chief Gross, and it's fucking hilarious. So let me play this for you.
Officers from Area D4 responded to a radio call for a person shot at Hammond Street in Westminster. On arrival, they located 3 male victims. 2 were in their late 30s, 1 early 40s, suffering from gunshot wounds. All males were transported to local area hospitals, and unfortunately, one of the males that was transported was pronounced deceased. So God bless him. So
this is a dead guy is there. Keep that in mind.
Is another active crime scene that we're actively investigating. And you see the officers and detectives canvassing, looking for witnesses, video footage, and anything that can help facilitate the investigation. So what we're asking for is what we usually do. Help from 17, 4th, and the trauma. As well, the trauma team, the trauma team will be on scene, right? And you can also contact them at 617-431-0125. So working with Mayor Walsh and Mayor Walsh and the district attorney. Again, we need your help in helping to solve these crimes and these senseless acts of violence. So, with that being said, again, we'll just wait for him to get done.
Your department is the most violent department and being ran by you. You're fat bitch.
You guys live?
You're fat ass. You're fat ass.
Oh, good. Because you can cut all that. So, trying to take him away. He's being a disorderly person. See you later. So if you want me to do that over, we'll just do it over.
So that was fucking, oh my God. I laughed. I mean, you fat cowboy. You fat cow. There was literally a dead body like 20 feet from there. So obviously, I think this guy's a douche. And thank you for the donation. Fred Frew sends $10, says, keep on trucking. Will do, brother. Thank you. So, you know, obviously I did not write a blog that was very sympathetic towards him when this happened, because I thought he's a fucking douchebag. But I did at the same time see the humor in that. Now, the interesting part about that is that while he was streaming it, Rachael Rollins, and this is the take I took on it, went over to him and began almost sympathizing with him and gave, you'll see, she gives this guy who's calling the police chief a fat fucking cowboy. You fat cowboy, all because he thought that Willie Gross gave him the middle finger, which was like inadvertent. Like he was like scratching his head. You gave me the finger, you fat fucking cowboy. So he might be a little bit crazy, I'm thinking. So this is him being like, Rachael Rollins goes over to him and tries to get him to calm the fuck down.
Hello, hello, good night. Y'all know what's up. It's that time of the day, that time of the night. In front of the public. Fuck you. Rachel, he gave me the finger. Fuck you, you fat fuck. You should take care of your police that are out here threatening people. You should. Your department is the most violent department. Your department is the most violent department and being ran by you. You fat bitch. You fat ass. You fat ass. You fat ass. You fat ass.
I know you're upset. Please look at me. Just hold my hand for a minute.
So here's Rollins.
Come on. Don't. We're fine. We're fine. Thank you. Look at me. What is going on?
He gave me the finger, Rachel.
I didn't see.
Let me get off live. I don't want to.
Care about that. What is going on? What happened?
He gave me the middle finger.
Where?
Right out here on camera.
Today?
Yes.
All right.
And he told me my mama.
All right. Let me.
That's on camera. He told me my mama, and he gave me the middle finger. So I'm upset.
I understand.
Because I don't call. He's being disrespectful.
He shouldn't. Let me make a comment about what happened tonight, and I will come right back to you. Can you hold my phone and my badge? Look at me, please. I don't want them to touch
Okay,
do
Rachel.
Anything.
Okay.
Please.
Okay.
You are entitled to what you are feeling. If that happened, that should not have happened.
That's what happened.
I don't want.
It's on
them,
camera, Rachel.
Okay, but look at me. I don't want you to be bothered by the police tonight.
My heart is pounding.
I just felt that. But look at me. Hold my badge and my phone.
Okay.
I trust you with my belongings. Can you let me?
She's like the ratchet fairy godmother, kind of. Like, why? What do you do? Like, that's your role? Like, so she knows. I mean, that's a campaign worker of hers. So she's going to be like, take my badge, crazy guy yelling shit at the police chief about your fat mama. Here's that. And I thought that was unprofessional of her to do. So I wrote about it. Okay. And then the next day, I got a fucking email from Rachael Rollins' office, who, by the way, remember, Rachael Rollins told on the 𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗃 show when I confronted her head on, and she's like, so what should I call you, Mr. Boy? Are you Turtle? Are you a Turtle Boy? Like, she acted like she never heard of me. Like, this has happened multiple times where I have written about Rachael Rollins, and then I get an email from her office the next day, unsolicited. No other politician does this for me. All the rest of them ignore me. Rachael Rollins' office, like, lets me know, I read the latest Turtleboy blog, and just, I want to clear this up for you. And I thought it was because she was, like, transparent at first, and I kind of respected that about her. And then the whole road rage thing happened, and I'm like, oh, I see what she did here. She just can't shut the fuck up. Like, that's all. She can't just ever stop make everything about her. And so this is the email that I got. It basically is from her press guy, Matt Brellis. He goes, and she wrote it. Had those officers gone over to remove Joao, and that situation potentially escalated into a struggle, with 5 to 10 white police officers. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Restraining and arresting a black man in front of multiple news media outlets. How is that helpful? Like, why are you thinking like that? That's everything wrong with Rachael Rollins right there. If we are truly trying to mend relationships between the communities, so it's okay that she gives this guy her fucking badge whenever he's having a bad day. So anyway, they're no longer friends, okay? Because in his opinion, he figured her out. And this is why I'll give Joao credit, okay? And Joao, if you're listening out there, or DePina, 𝗬𝗎𝗄, whatever you want to be called, I got nothing against you, man. I call it as I see it, okay? I don't mean any disrespect. I think you're fucking crazy. I'm going to tell you right now, I think you're fucking crazy, and I think you shouldn't, like, it's okay. Like, you're fucking crazy. Obviously, you show up to shit and you yell at people like that. You yell at the police chief, yo mama, you fat cowboy bitch. That's a little bit crazy, man. And I don't think it's unfair of me to be like, this dude's fucking crazy. Like, that's your thing. You're the fucking Boston crazy guy. And that's okay. You just got to own your role, dude. So he shows up, and so 3 Boston police officers were shot the other day by a crackhead. Just another day in Boston, I guess. Down in Dorchester. And Rollins, of course, has to go down there, and she's like praising the police. Keep in mind, this woman's fucking nothing but disrespectful to the police. The cops fucking hate her for a reason. And she gets interrupted, and it's by a very familiar voice. So let's watch. And a lot of you watched this on live TV, and it was fucking hilarious.
Investigation. So right now, in the last 3 days, we have had multiple police officers harmed and attacked by members. So emotionally disturbed people are.
There's like an echo if I have my mic on. I don't know why it never did that before. Just started doing that recently. So I'm not going to like keep turning it off and on, but like every time she gets fucking frazzled by him, like drink or something. I don't know. I'll make something like that. Here's one. Watch how many times, like we got one right there. That's when she always goes like this when he gets to her. Like she's trying so hard to keep her composure, and he's just screaming at her. He's just like, and then she's eventually just going to say, she's going to call him crazy. So let's watch what happens.
Are everywhere. And sir, we're trying right now to talk to the community about an event. All right. So what I think I'd like you guys to hear is that emotionally disturbed people are everywhere. We have some right here with us, and there are police officers that get 911 calls. '911 calls. Okay. All right. So guys, unfortunately, this is what we're dealing with. And this is what law enforcement deals with every day. People that are hurt. And what they do is they show up, and we have officers that were stabbed and shot, unfortunately. So I'm going to end now because this is what we are dealing with right now, sadly. Wonderful. Okay. So what we'll do is realize that in the last 3 days,
she tries to walk away and the press doesn't let her. It's great.
Stabbed and shot by individuals. 911 calls. They responded to those calls. So just remember, it is a very hard job to be a police officer. I don't put my risk at life every day. And this is what I deal with as an elected official. Imagine what the police are dealing with right now, from emotionally disturbed people everywhere, going to help them, and then getting stabbed or shot or harmed. So what I will tell you is that we will conduct a very deep investigation into this, and then ultimately, yeah. So just remember, this is what I deal with, and I don't put my life at risk every day, like the men and women of the Boston Police Department do every day. And this is nothing. This person doesn't have a gun. This person doesn't have a knife. This person is just damaged and harmed like a lot of people in our community. So sadly, that's what we'll deal with. So we'll let Commissioner.
So first of all, he's not damaged and harmed. She's trying to compare him to like the crackheads that shot the cops. It's like, no, he's a different kind of crazy. Like he's just DePina crazy. He's fucking nuts. He like does weird, funny shit. Like I still can't get a complete read of it. He's not the meth mile crackhead that Rachael Rollins likes to look down on at the South Bay Mall. He is like, I mean, he's functional. He's not a drug addict, right? He's just a little bit crazy. And so she's trying, and I like how she calls him sir, like she doesn't know his name all of a sudden. Cause I talked to DePina, and his whole thing with her is she sold out. She sold out, that she doesn't care about black people anymore, he says. which is true. Definitely true. I mean, hello. Of course she's a climber. Of course she's Rachael Rollins. She's one of the most vicious, evil, like ladder climbing fucking charlatans in politics. And that's saying something. So let's play some more.
Commissioner Long answer questions. And ultimately, what I think is important is that we recognize, yeah. So, I can't hear you, sir. Yeah, so I had the privilege of sitting with officers at the hospital. Their wives showed up crying. Their family members are terrified. No one signs up for work in order to put their lives at risk, and they do that every single day. So ultimately, we deal with people every day who try to threaten you. And remember, I don't put my life at risk every day like the men and women of the Boston Police Department every single day. So thank you. And just guys, mental health is very real, as we can see right here. Thank you. Well, they were grateful, but the mayor as well always went to, the mayor went and thanked them for their services as well, as did Commissioner Long, as well as myself. So essentially, they were, grateful, I believe, but many of them feel as if they're not being appreciated, quite frankly, right? These are 911 calls that they're returning.
That they're not being appreciated.
And the disrespect, just to be clear, this is the community that's trying to get information, and this is the very disrespectful behavior that the community engages in, so that the people in this neighborhood who are terrified about possibly losing their lives today now can't hear, because people who have multiple, criminal cases and other things happening, threatening us, that's what we do.
I didn't even pick up on what she said until now. It's the first time I actually listened to what she was saying. She says he has multiple criminal cases against him. First of all, he does have a restraining order out against him, I believe, by Liz Miranda. So that's a different part of the story, that Liz Miranda got an order on him because she's a power-hungry cunt too. So, and she's acting like, people like here don't respect the police. Bitch, the Boston police don't care about him. The Boston police don't like you. You're the problem, not this guy. This guy's entertaining. This is funny as shit. This happened on live TV. I mean, how many of you guys, were you guys watching this when it happened? It was fucking great. It was great.
Deal with. So what we are dealing with now is, and I will leave it to Commissioner Gross, who I believe will be showing up shortly. Essentially, I believe there was a 911 call that happened, and there was a 911 call that happened, and I will leave I will leave the facts to Commissioner Gross. I believe, and I leave it to 911. I leave it to Greg.
This was the greatest fucking live television I've ever seen. How enjoyable was that? Seriously, watching that live. Just watch, because after everything Rachael Rollins has done and everything we know about her, how satisfying was that to watch on live TV? There was people, and the thing about it is, like, the only people who knew who he was were, like, you know, people from Roxbury who like know him. Everybody knows DePina around there, and people like, you know, the hardcore turtle writers. I wrote about him once. That like remember that shit, you know. Now. And I love all these people in the comments are like, everybody thought it was a woman. Everybody's like, they said, can someone shut that lady the fuck up? Move away from the big mouth. Please put that screaming lady in a mental hospital. So this is actually Joao. I mean, you guys want to see a Joao video? Let me see what I got it on. There's more on this guy. I wanted to get him on. We're going to call him. I mean, I'll show you my messages with him just to show you the level of fucking crazy I'm dealing with here. Let me close this. Close. All chats. Let me pull this up. There's a beat. Okay. All right. Share, stop screen. These are the messages I had with this guy today. Okay. And he's like mad at me. I'm like, dude, I didn't think I was like disrespecting you. So this is what he says. So he says to me, I'm like, wait. No, don't need that. Wrong conversation there. All right, hold on. Hold on. Where the fuck did the 𝗲𝗄𝗏 one go? Where'd it go? Oh, there he is. Okay, time out. I got it. Is he trans? I don't know. So this is what I said to him. I'm like, you want to come on live? And he goes, I don't get, we both are in the blogging media and want to sell our platform, but you come at me in a very disrespectful way and have never spoken to me to know that we share some of the same views and I'm an entertainer like you. So I'm like, so come on and discuss. He goes, I'm away and rather enjoy myself than entrain people who love a black woman who is using black people to gain power, and black people just close their eye because she's black. I seen her true colors and I'm all set with her, playing the song Mr. Wrong by Mary J for her. And then he sends me this. It says, fuck these black men and women who abuse the system like the white people they complain about. Okay. So that's it. And then he just goes, they always think I'm going to bluff. I'm a man of my word. 330 Peachtree. So this is what, I don't think he has any fucking clue what's going on. So he's also got some interesting videos on here. Let me show you some of his videos. Like, let's go down and watch this one. He's not always harassing politicians and police chiefs. Sometimes he's dancing in dresses, like in his room, like this.
What I kept telling myself.
Good evening, everybody. I survived. I survived COVID. I made it. I made it through the storm. I've been quarantining. I survived. I survived through COVID, people. 𝗧𝗂𝗄𝗏 DePina. 𝗕𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗀 COVID. 𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗀.
So yeah, he's colorful. He's an interesting person. And that whatever though, if he interrupts Rachael Rollins press conference, he's okay by me, but that's different. That's different for sure. So he did his job though. He got her flustered, and you can hear him yelling. Like you got to hear his perspective during the press conference. Let me play his version of it. Hold on. And people are like, "This is Biden's America." No, he's not even like that. Like he's not even like a tranny, or although he did say in court, I swear to God. So on the Liz Miranda, state rep Liz Miranda got a restraining order against him and that chick in Detroit who I had on the show last month, who she is, remember her, the baby daddy that beat her. And while this has happened, that same baby daddy who just got out of jail for murder, he's on parole, would cross state lines to fuck Liz Miranda in New Jersey in violation of his parole. And then Liz Miranda would threaten this woman. And then Liz Miranda got Rachael Rollins help, because Rachael Rollins is a lawyer, a powerful one at that, to get a restraining order against not only Rosalind, but him. So him and Rosalind were teaming up, I guess. They somehow found each other. And he, because he doesn't like Rollins now, because Rollins helped Liz Miranda get an order on him. I know this is all very confusing. I know. But follow along. And so he doesn't like Liz Miranda now because she's a hoe. And so we have that in common enemies or whatever. And yeah, so he doesn't, whatever. So that's the order that they're talking about. But Rollins doesn't have an order on him. So he still goes to these fucking Rollins press conferences. So let's check out his, angle here.
What's up? Stations, Instagram pages, and Facebook pages to protect one of their own representatives. And what happens when civilians are hurt? And I am very emotionally disturbed because she is emotionally disturbed because she has a thug for a boyfriend, and she's really nasty to people, and she abuses her power to lock up black men in the community. And this is how it's gonna happen, because we gotta stand up for ourselves, and we gotta let everybody know what really happens with our fake ass DA. Because what happens is she comes and she tells us lies. And when people get shot, we should get answers. Everybody deserves answers in Boston. Every single family deserves answers, like mine. My mom needs an answer too. My mom needs answers. My mom needs answers. And my mom needs answers, Rachel. My mom needs answers for the murder of my brother, Rachel. Rachael DePina was murdered in the streets of Dorchester, and we still have no answers. And the DA's office is still not doing that because she is very in tune into locking black and brown men up for petty crimes. And that is what's going on. Yeah, imagine what the police are going through right now. I am emotionally disturbed because of Rachael Rollins. I am emotionally disturbed because, and our families get stabbed and shot and raped, and Rachael Rollins' office don't give two shits about us. Thank you. And you should not be confirmed because you are no good. You abuse your power. Let's keep going. Just remember, abuse of power is not good for an elected official. And this is what we deal with all the time, because we deal with, you put your life at risk, you sit behind a desk, Rachel. Yeah, this is nothing. Just like you are nothing. Let's ask your thug boyfriend. Let's ask your thug boyfriend if this is nothing. This is what will happen because when we don't like you, Rachel, because you are turning your back on black and brown people, like we said that you would, Rachel. Yes, Rachel, we're going to get a little louder so everybody can hear us, Rachel. Yes, because this is what's going to happen. I don't care about the press. You know, I don't care. Sorry, press. Sorry, people. Freedom of speech. This is beautiful. This is called freedom of speech. When Channel 10 wants to answer a question, just let me know. I'll be quiet, sir. Or Telemundo. But yeah, you can't sign up for a job that you're going to get killed and they don't get paid enough. And you treat the police like shit. The city of Boston been treating the police like shit. You make them work overtime. You make them get tired. They don't get good recovery time. The poor police, yes, they need better services. The poor police shouldn't have to come to a job after they witness a traumatic situation. The police should deserve to have 2 days off and have time with their family, Rachel. The police are always under stress, and they're grateful that people like me are speaking up for them because nobody else speaks up for the police. Hey, Rachael Rollins, I'm here talking to you, honey. Yes, I'm talking to you. Freedom of speech. Isn't that a bitch? Huh? Freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. Free press. Free speech. You won't get a good interview with me around ever. 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 Because what you're doing is abuse of power, Rachel. Let's talk about the state rep going to Michigan and using state funds. And let's talk about the state rep that used a cell phone that is from a state-issued cell phone to talk derogatory to other women, to other black women like you, Rachel. Aren't you black? Aren't you black, darling? Yeah, this is what mental health looks like, huh, Rachel? Because that's what you just told the press. This is what mental health, this is what mentally disturbed people look like. And what does mentally disturbed lawyers look like? What does a scorned woman look like? Oh, you want me to tell you about it? Why DPU fire you? They fired you. They fired you, Rachel. And then also, let's talk about your ex-boyfriend, your ex-thug boyfriend, Rachel. The same one that you be watching their kids for. Yes. And let's talk about your current boyfriend, Rachel. Your other thug boyfriend. Everybody knows him. Have you ever met a DA that has a thug for a boyfriend? Today you meet him. Today you meet Rachael Rollins. Hi, honey. I'm here to give it to you. I'm here. I'm here for it. I'm here for it, honey. Rachel, just tell them the truth. You don't care. All you care about is going to the next position. You don't care about our black and brown community. You're worried about going to the next position, Rachel. Yes, you got a good picture of me? Make sure, Rachel, make sure they know that you only worry about yourself and becoming the U.S. attorney. That's, no, because I'm blocking their stuff. I'm sorry, but I told you guys this. Rachel, I'm here, honey. Here comes the other counterparts. Okay, we'll let the Commissioner Long talk. Come on, Commissioner Long. He's a nice guy. Now we let him have an interview.
That was epic. That was so good. I missed the part where he yelled at her, "You're never gonna be U.S. attorney, Rachel." But everything he said, I mean, he's fucking crazy. But everything he said about her was right. Everything. He figured her out, didn't he? That she's just a climber, that all she wants, she doesn't give a fuck about the community. She's not even from the community, man. She lived in Medford. She's not even from Suffolk County. Please. She comes from a family full of ratchets. She dates thugs. Her brothers are in fucking jail, or they're out of their jail now because she's the district attorney. Everyone's out of jail. His understanding of what she did, like, he's a little confused, obviously. He thinks, like, police overtime is bad. It's like, no, police want overtime, actually. And, her problem is that she's locking up too many people, which is quite the opposite, actually. She's locking up nobody. So he doesn't like, but it was just great. I mean, you got to love that. And it was just, oh my God, I owe him a drink. That was so fucking good to watch her just be uncontrolled like that. And she's corrupt as fuck, man. Let's talk about what she did to this woman. So I'm not going to retell the whole Liz Miranda story. Go back and listen to it if you haven't already. But as I said, she's having an affair with this guy named Korn. He lives in Detroit. She met him on Instagram, of course. And she's Miss like Jenny from the block back in the day. Like, I'm from Dorchester. I'm a dot rat. And then she went to Wellesley, okay? And she got out of Wellesley and she kept it real on Twitter. And she'd be like, these triggers ain't shit. All these trigger assholes don't know nothing. Like all this hood rat bullshit. It was all an act. Bitch, she went to Wellesley. I exposed her for those tweets. The Twitter account is gone forever. Okay. She said a lot of horrible things on there. Nobody else called her out on it. That's why I'm going to Walpole on Tuesday and hope some of you people are coming with me to protest Representative Sean Dooley in his, acceptance of this. Anyway, how does Rachael Rollins figure into this? Well, apparently they're not done harassing this woman. They're very upset that this woman, Rosalind, came on my show and kind of exposed Liz Miranda. Because let's be honest, like, I'm the most dominant media figure in Boston today. I live in fucking Worcester County. But, like, there's nobody that the Boston establishment fears more than Turtleboy. They don't feel like they should fear the Globe, right? They should. Back in the day, you used to fear the media, the Herald. Like, you should fear those guys. They can expose you, and they will. They go after the powerful. Now they just cover for the powerful, and the only guy who holds the powerful accountable is this fucking blogger in Worcester County. Who's riding a boy on a turtle. So the thing is, they can't recognize me. They can't like pretend that I'm like Mr. Boy. Yeah, bitch, you know my name. You know exactly who I am. You're having problems becoming United States attorney now, largely because of me and Katie Lawson, quite frankly, too. I can't take all the credit with it. She did most of that, but I feel like we amplified the voice a little bit. And just all the reporting we've done on Rollins over the years, right? She knows who the fuck I am. She knows I'm a pain in the ass. Liz Miranda had to take her goddamn Twitter account down because of me. They know, they fucking know. So they're not happy that this woman came on my show. Say my name. Yeah, goddamn right about that. You goddamn right about that. Say my name, bitch. So I'm going to make her say my name. I'm going to tell her, now, you say my name. Say my fucking name. You know who I am. And she did the same thing with DePina. She's like, sir, calm down. Bitch, you know his name. Say his name. Okay? That's your campaign worker right there. Show some respect. She sold Monica Cannon Grant out real quick. Remember she was sending Rayla Campbell text messages? How'd that turn out? How'd that turn out? She will fucking turn on anyone that's advantageous for her. So she's loyal to Liz Miranda. Liz Miranda probably has shit on her. Who knows? So they go after this woman now. They're not done fucking with this woman. This is what they do to her. Okay? She sends a fucking subpoena to Facebook to get and Google to get all the records of this woman's Instagram account. Okay? She's not done fucking with this woman. This is Suffolk County District Attorney letterhead. They subpoenaed fucking Google. The Suffolk County DA's office. You know how many unsolved homicides there are in Suffolk County right now? All of them, pretty much. There was like a 73-year-old black woman accidentally shot in a drive-by in December? How's that going? You figure that one out yet, Rachel? Because you got time for this bullshit. Going after some fucking woman in Detroit because her mans who beat the shit out of her is fucking your plus-sized ratchet-ass fucking friend, your Wellesley graduate friend. Yeah. This is what your tax dollars are going towards. I've never seen anybody, and it shows how vicious she is. Like we're not going to find out about this too. It shows how vicious and malicious this woman is. Leave the woman alone. She's in fucking Detroit. She got knocked up by a fucking guy named Korn. She's been through enough, okay? Leave her the fuck alone. Jesus Christ. I mean, she doesn't care. You saw what she did to Katie Lawson, and then you saw what she did to that reporter from Fox News or whatever. She would never do that to me. And I'll tell you who else she would never do that to. Joao DePina. She would never do that to DePina. So you just got to stand up to these people, man. And I'll tell you one thing. She's scared of Katie Lawson now. She was a cunt. Obviously, she wasn't the first day. But I guarantee she's got like a Katie Lawson fucking voodoo doll in her house. She's fucking putting nails in that thing every single night. I guarantee you. It's costing her, man. She might not get that. I mean, she probably will. But the fact that it hasn't happened yet is problematic for her, to say the least. Okay. All right. So that's that story. We'll try to get DePina on here on Sunday night. All right. Real quick. I want to talk about Dave Portnoy did a fucking hour-long thing today, a press conference about the Business Insider hit piece they did on him. Did anybody watch this today? I watched it, and I mean, a lot of the shit stuff that he shared on Twitter. So if you follow him on Twitter, and I've did a blog on some of this shit. I'm fascinated with the story. I usually don't try not to write about Barstool too much. But look, I like Dave Portnoy, right? Even though I criticize him all the time, it's because I like him, and I've held him to a high standard. I admire him. I admire what he's built. I mean, I don't want to be Barstool. We've been over the differences between Barstool and Turtleboy. Like, they cater towards a much younger crowd. They are, interested in bro stuff and colleges and, shit that on Snapchat. I'll never own Snapchat. I'll never do, like, I'm more interested in stories, right? Like news stories, holding powerful people accountable. But it's similar in that it's both irreverent and built on free speech. And I feel like we're kind of from the same cloth, Dave and I. He knows who the fuck I am. He's talked about me on his show before. He doesn't like me very much, and that's fine. But he knows who the fuck I am, doesn't he? So there you go. Anyway, Dave is under attack, just like I've been under attack. I feel like even though I'm a much smaller fish than him, all the shit he's dealing with now, I've already been through this shit before, dude. Like, I've had the fake "you're a sex offender" thing happen to me before. It's how I lost my job as a teacher. So, like, I've been here. I know what's happening to you right now. So this Business Insider writes this hit piece on him, and it's fucking all from this guy named Bob Murchison, who's a psychopath, this millionaire guy in Sherborne, Massachusetts, who led a campaign to get Jerry Callahan and Kirk Minahan kicked off the air at WEI because he didn't like their opinions on transgender kids in sports. And he just relentlessly harassed their advertisers with misleading emails. Like, you might not be aware, but here's an out of context clip I'm sending you from the Kirk and Callahan show. Do you stand by these statements? Do you stand by these? It's all just, first of all, you're a loser if you spend any amount of your time doing shit like that. Like, who the fuck has the time for that shit like that? Psychopaths do. You're an absolute psychopath. He did it to all of them. And it was done in bad faith. Like, they have hours and hours of clips, and you pick fucking 10 seconds of footage and you take it out of context and you send it to him. And, Wendy's doesn't know. Like, Wendy's is just going to be like, fuck that. Just take us off. We don't need this hassle. One guy did this, Bob Murchison, all by himself, which is fucking crazy. The #1 rated morning show in Boston, gone. Okay. So they both go their separate ways. Jerry does his thing. I was on his program today. He's got a podcast you can listen to. It's conservative stuff. It's not like, I feel like Murchison isn't going after him because there's no buzz. I mean, I love Jerry's podcast. I love doing it, but it's not Barstool. Okay. He's just a guy on his own doing his own podcast. And to a degree, I think Bob has left him alone. And so Kirk gets a job at Barstool Sports. Barstool Sports is a multi-billion-dollar media empire. I don't know if it's multi-billion, but hundreds of millions of dollars. Okay. They're big. And he's got a podcast there. I'm sure he gets paid very well. Podcast Jesus. And, you know, he's got his own little following that he brings with them with the Minifans. And there is some crossover of the Venn diagram. A lot of Minifans are cunts. I'm going to be honest with you. They don't like me for whatever reason. They think I'm not fun. I really don't give a fuck what they think. They are what they are. But there's a lot of crossover of Minifans and Turtle Riders in the Venn diagram. Okay. And I'm sure a lot of you guys right now are Turtle Riders and Minifans because, you know, we're similar, Kirk and I. We're cut from the same cloth. Both a little bit crazy, I think. Both tell our honest opinions about shit, don't censor ourselves, etc. So he works for Barstool, and I'm like, there's no way Murchison's gonna go after. I mean, Barstool's too big. They're too big. He can't cause any damage to them. And he tried. He tried contacting advertisers. And like, you know, Erica Nardini, the CEO, and Dave Portnoy just kind of laughed him off. Like, fuck, who the fuck's Bob? Some guy in Sherborne. We're not gonna worry about him too much. And Kirk warned him. Trust me. This guy's insane. He's a psychopath. He's not going to stop. He'll never stop. And he didn't. And so he played the long game. So this hit piece comes out in Business Insider, and it's basically a retelling of like 2 or 3 girls that Dave Portnoy had consensual sex with. They allege that, like, you know, one was like a rape fantasy or whatever. But it was all consensual. And even in the rape fantasies, he denies a lot of the things that happened in there. They never asked him for a quote on any of this. They never got to tell his side of the story. It was literally just, they went into it like, we need to destroy this guy. Just like everyone else is like, they're too, the issue that people have with Barstool now is that they've sold out. That's my issue with them. And it's also their issue with them. Their issue with them is like, by selling out, they've become, and like, you know, going more liberal, they've become more accepted in this world. Okay. ESPN, you know, they have a bowl game now. And so like, wait a minute, Barstool can't go mainstream. We need to make sure that they are like, this is unacceptable. And so they're writing these hit pieces on them, trying to make it seem like Barstool is this horrible thing. And so they're going to go after Dave a lot for this. And he said controversial shit over the years, and they've brought it up and it doesn't stick. So now they're going to try to make him seem like a rapist because he's probably had sex with like thousands of fucking women. Like, he's into younger girls. It's fucking weird. He needs to like grow up a little bit, but that's whatever. He's not breaking any laws. It is what it is. And they write this piece, and it's like, what's the purpose of this? Man has consensual, like, and then all these people like, oh my God, great story, great. And then randomly in the article is this blurb from Bob Murchison. And it's like, Bob Murchison is, you know, this guy, and it tells like Bob Murchison was being harassed by a Barstool employee who was transphobic. That's Kirk Minihane. Kirk is like, goes out of his way not to be transphobic. A little too much for my liking. I think it's a little over the top what he does. So it's like completely false, the things that he accuses Kirk of doing and being. He misrepresents it. And I'm like, and then the more I think about it, it's like, and obviously Kirk and Jerry have thought about this too, and I think they're 100% right. How did Bob Murchison end up in this story? Like, they went fishing for young girls. That's what the story is about. How the fuck did Bob Murchison get in there? And then it kind of clicks. It's like, oh, he's behind the whole fucking thing. He's behind the whole thing. He probably found these girls. And because he's got nothing, he played the long game. Going to the Barstool advertisers did not work. So he went around them, and he went and got, like, he found some girls till he's like, I'm going to make Dave Portnoy a rapist now. Because he's like, fuck you. You're not too big for me. I'll go after you too, Dave Portnoy. And he did. And I guarantee he probably shopped this story around to every media outlet. I guarantee he sent this to, like, you name it, Vox, Daily Beast, every left Deadspin, who knows? Every left-wing media outlet probably got an email from Bob Murchison saying, are you interested in this story? And Business Insider was like, fuck yeah, we are. We could use some clicks. They have a paywall for all their shit. And like, this is a great way to get new subscriptions. And they sold the fuck out of these subscriptions after the story came out because it's probably easily the most viewed story they did all the time. Dave Portnoy gave it more attention than anybody did. He probably made so much money off this dude. And so he was like kind of weak at first, but he has been, to his credit, and he has been seeking revenge and bringing receipts. And I'm going to show you some clips of this. Did anybody out there watch this today? I thought this was pretty good today. I thought he did a good job today. A lot of people are like, dude, you need to stop. You sound pathetic, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, this is a man fighting for his reputation. This is a man who built a company from the ground up, brick by brick, and they are trying to take it away from him. And I thought I gave him all the credit because this is what you fucking do. You get your receipts together and you fucking fight back and you tell the truth. So I'm going to play some parts of this.
This is real. Now,
okay.
What I find maybe the most incriminating thing, when this comes out, I make a big deal about it. I'm like, oh, there's no police report. Julia Black sucks. Well, Magnus McManus aware of Dave Portnoy bad behavior. Dave.
Okay. All right.
Imagine going to a police officer, be like, heads up, Dave Portnoy, bad behavior. Stated that she heard.
And thank you, Joanne.
She
says, sent you 15 because I want Rachael Rollins to go down like a suplex. Don't we all?
That Dave Portnoy only hangs out with 18-year-old girls when he's in Nantucket. She stated that David Portnoy is 43-year-olds and he shouldn't be dating 18-year-olds. Stated that she wants to give us a heads up. She stated that she heard Dave Portnoy always ask girls to come to his pool to hang out with them. She stated that
so this
David
is the
always
so this
asked
okay, so Business Insider mentioned that there was a police report, right? That like one of the girls left the house after we're having sex with them. The 20-year-old, who, by the way, the older sister and her friends tried to DM Dave and he wasn't interested, probably because they were fat. Let's be honest. And they're like, he might like my younger sister. And so they make their younger sister, they send her in as fucking bait to have sex with this guy. And she does, okay? And then she claims she felt awful and doesn't remember any of this and blah, 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 blah. But this is proven wrong by the fucking police report, which Business Insider admits in their story they had and they didn't print it. You know why? Because it's fucking ridiculous. Look at this fucking thing. Let me read part of this to you. I mean, I cannot believe this is real. It says, upon speaking with this woman, the mother of the 20-year-old who found out that her daughter fucked a celebrity, stated she would like to stay anonymous. All she gave me was the name of blank, her daughter, stated that she would like to make the police aware of a David Portnoy bad behavior. That actually happened, a David Portnoy bad behavior. She stated that she heard he only hangs out with 18-year-old girls when he's in Nantucket. She heard. She stated that he's 43 and shouldn't be dating 18-year-old girls. This fucking happened. This is the biggest Karen thing I've ever seen in my life. All because her daughter, her whore daughter, got fucked. That's all this is, okay? And if your people are like, what if that happened to your daughter? If my daughter fucks Dave, goes looking for Dave Portnoy, like, and thinks that's something to be bragging about, and that's cool, I failed as a parent. I will just throw in my hat, be like, I fucking failed, man. And it would never happen. I have 3 sisters. None of them would ever have any interest in like having sex with Dave Portnoy. If you do, if that is something that interests you as a 20-year-old girl, like it's not like you're doing it because you're like, oh, he's so hot. He's 43. That's creepy. You know that's creepy. There's only one reason to fuck Dave Portnoy if you're 20 years old, and that's to tell your friends that you fuck Dave Portnoy because you think that's cool. That's it. And if those are your values as a 20-year-old, you got shitty parents. I hate to tell you, you got shitty fucking parents. So the mom found out that her little daughter got fucking stuffed crust by One Bite here. And she goes and actually fills out this fucking police report. And Business Insider mentioned that there is a police report, but doesn't mention what the fuck it says in this, because this would make them look like a fucking joke. They actually left this out. It made him seem like a rapist by leaving all of this shit out of there. I mean, this is criminal what the media does to people, just that they don't like. Like, this is how they do you. If you are a white conservative bro, they will destroy you. They will Kyle Rittenhouse you. They will Covenant Kid you, right? They will Sandman you. They will Kavanaugh you. They will Turtleboy you. They will Portnoy you. And that's why I wish Dave would just embrace fucking MAGA. Embrace right-wingism. Because, by the way, we find out later in this stream that the girl that went to his house for the rape fantasy, that he flew in there to Nantucket and she slept on the couch, guess what they argued over? Remember he said that, like, we didn't get along? Guess what they argued over? Politics. She fucking hates Trump, and this guy interviewed Trump 3 days after he fucked her. That's all this was. She's just a left-wing radical. And she knew exactly. I mean, it's just like, I wish he would just embrace MAGA. It's like, dude, this is the enemy. Like, they associate, you go on Tucker Carlson, they associate you with this anyway. You might as well just fucking own it. You know, enough. Like he always said, I'm not political, but oh, shut the fuck up. You are political, dude. We're all political. Whether or not you realize that, if you believe in freedom, if you believe in fun, if you don't have a fucking stick up your ass, then you're a right winger. Okay? Just embrace it, own it. I woke up and realized that one day. I'm like, holy shit, I'm a radical conservative. Because it's not that I changed, it's that the left changed. The left wasn't always like this. The left used to be the party of sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Now they're the party of put on your mask and, you know, keep your dick in your pants. That's what they're the party of now. Jesus Christ. So let me make this a little bigger, because I could not believe this police report. It says, he always asks girls, this is so funny. I can't believe this. He stated that she wants to give us a heads up. She heard he always asked girls to come to his pool house to hang out with him. Oh, no. She stated that she heard Dave always asked the girls if they were at least 18 and willing to have sexual intercourse with them. What? So he makes sure that they're legal? Oh, no. Not that. Not consent. She stated that workers from the fish and meat market told her that he comes down there with a different girl every time he goes there. Oh, no. You mean he's not going steady with your daughter? He's dating other girls, too? It's so weird. I've never heard of a celebrity doing that before. Jesus Christ. Says, she stated that the 19-year-old daughter went to Portnoy's house not too long ago, and something happened. She got fucked. And now she's in the hospital. She was not. She stated that her daughter stated that she has no memory of going to Dave Portnoy's house until she talked to Business Insider, and she remembered everything. She wouldn't give me a name or tell me what happened. Said she wants to give me a heads up on his behaviors. I mean, this is the most Karen thing ever. Insane.
Girls are at least 18 years old and will report Portnoy's house on Dave. And rather, before we get into this, I want to replay. And now put yourself in my shoes here. You get hit, blindsided, sort of. You didn't know it was going to be in the article, with this slander piece that was 8.5 months in the making. A girl that's like, what the fuck is she talking about? And you're basically accused of rape the world. And I know I'm not an idiot. People don't like me. They're like, you raped. I said, she said, and someone's thing, which I was the victim, and to be honest, is probably what allowed Business Insider to go down this path, because you have something.
He's got the whole Charlie Kelly vibe going on too, like, but I like it. It's genuine. It's genuine. He's like fucking fighting for his life. I like it.
even though you're not going to say it out there, it's like we're going to find more people to do whatever.
And by the way, this is the best
and
content
first of all,
Barstool has
her
had
clear.
in fucking
Mother
years.
Mother
Like, this is great.
But
This is what
this girl
Barstool is
did, I
built
really
on,
didn't
is
know.
fighting.
Now,
Everybody likes a
once
fighter.
it happened, I
More of
started
this
paying
shit.
attention because, again, they never said it. I raped her. They never said it was below it. Put up Exhibit 13. So this is just a random comment. Dave's not a rapist. That's crazy. When you got money, you got to be careful. This is the girl who's accusing me.
Yeah, this is the
Nobody
girl.
said
They found
he
out
was
the
a
girl
rapist.
accusing him
She said that.
was
Her
commenting
words.
after the
Put up
story
next
came
to
out
it.
and said he's not a rapist.
She met, again, a random comment. She messaged him, said she wanted to explore her rape fantasy. That's fact. She came over, they did. We did. You're totally different age.
Oh, so here, so
half that shit
okay.
now. Below it, that's my celeb net worth. Thanks. Okay, interesting.
Oh yeah, so here is.
I don't know when you know that's an investigation, and if more like again.
So we found out this girl had some sort of fake Instagram account.
Doesn't sound like I told you we didn't get along. That's what you write when you don't get along with somebody. You do not write that. I don't think. I don't know when you've been assaulted. Like little bitch is like he's an asshole. Exhibit 15, please. This is all dug up after the fact. That net worth, thanks to this.
See, she has Venmo listed below there.
Shit now.
Let me make this bigger.
Below it, that's my celeb net worth.
The Venmo thing. So she's trying to make money off of this.
When I said we
and
had
these are some of her
differences, and I didn't get into it in the original video, and people are like, I've seen some people like, obviously you fucking don't get along.
So first of all, one thing that I don't like about him, and I disagree with him, dude. Name names, fuck. Like you want to go all out, you should be naming motherfucker, and that they should be giving him credit for this. And this is what the whole like new Barstool thing. I feel like old Dave would have fucking named names. It's like he's going after Business Insider, great, but go after the fucking whores who did this to you, brother. They're like he's giving them too much of a pass. He's treating them kind of like they're victims by Business Insider. No, dude, she's a malicious liberal cunt, and she's doing this to you because you interviewed Donald Trump. That's why she's fucking doing this to you, dude. Okay?
With like a 20-year-old, you're totally different age. You want to
and people are like, he's got so much money. You guys watch The Wire? Let me give you a Marlo Stanfield quote. Okay? The most important thing out there. My name is my name. That's it. That's the most important thing out there. You said my name in the streets. It's like you can have all the money in the world, all that shit. If your reputation is fucked up and people are just, you give people a pass for fucking with your reputation like this, who cares how much money you have? No, my name is my name. And good for him. I would feel the exact same fucking way.
Funny, I've hung out with a lot of 20-year-olds, all right? I have.
Yeah, too many.
And I've never had one sleep on the couch because I didn't get along on philosophical issues.
He should definitely name them.
I'm not a huge... People think I'm like some crazy Trump guy. I am not. I don't like either extreme.
See what I'm saying? Own it, dude.
Extreme.
Take the red pill.
Left. Here are some of her tweets.
Eat the red pill. You'll feel so much better.
Continue. We still hate you. That's to Donald Trump. Next one. I'm surprised nobody has killed Donald Trump yet. Next one.
Marlo was
2020
scared.
better vote. You're not letting Donald Trump thing happen again. Nope. Next one. I embarrassed how as a girl and support Trump. Next
That's a good
one.
one too.
Donald Trump, real life monster. Next one. Fuck Donald Trump with a knife and a smiley face. I don't fucking care. A lot of people hate Trump and go bananas on social media. Like that isn't a conviction at all because again, half the people would be in jail. We got it, and that's when I started getting like little. All right, so she was there. Now, this is last night, and some people are going to be like, Dave, you overblew this. In light of everything I'm saying, I think this was the final thing, like, okay, a relief. Like I sent, when I got sent this video, I sent it to my parents.
Now watch this video.
She was posting in real time about being at my house, unbeknownst to me. So he sent this along. That's how insane. Portnoy was this is app. So the first one was pre-sex. That one was 𝗕𝗵𝘃𝗄𝗃. That's how. Here it is.
So here's the girl who claimed that she was like, had a bad time there. He found out she had a fake Instagram account, and she was in some random stoolie out there. Get this story. So she's got a real Instagram account that he knows about, but she wasn't posting on that. She was posting on her fake Instagram account. And she wrote the name Dave Portnoy in there. And some random stoolie must have name searched Dave Portnoy on Instagram. And he sees her pictures. And he's like, oh, who's this whore banging Dave Portnoy? And he randomly just did a video. He saved it all. He took screenshots of everything. This account is long gone. But this guy held on to the video. A year later, this story comes out. And he's like, wait a minute. He's like looking at the time. And he's like, I think that's this bitch. And so he sends Dave an email and is like, dude, check this out. And this is, imagine that. That's how he found out about this. Some random stoolie out there's like, dude, I screen recorded this a year ago. And this video is going to exonerate him. This video shows that everything in the Business Insider article was a fucking lie.
So there's me beating Dave in Scrabble. Sylvana, I'm sorry, I'll play Scrabble with you. Here we learned this is a picture of face, clear as day.
Like, why?
So the first one was pre-sex. That one was in the middle. This is the third.
Look at the comment.
Not my proudest fuck.
Not
just as happenstance.
Not my proudest fuck.
My interview with Donald Trump was like 3 days later.
How about that? How about that?
I think
that's fucking amazing. Like that is like that just shows this whole fucking thing was from some liberal whore who decided she didn't like him anymore because he's a Trump supporter.
Dave Portnoy in Scrabble. Everybody's happy-go-lucky.
Exactly.
Like, after we hooked up.
So, like I said, he basically says that he wasn't going to out her because he blames Business Insider for writing the hit piece, but it's not business. Yeah, of course you go after them too, but go after the girl because you know why he's not going after him, because he's still a little bit of a pussy. He's not full turtle boy. That's the difference between me and Dave. Is I will burn shit to the ground. Dave will like go to the edge and not quite. He'll do a controlled fire. I'll burn it all down. If you do this to me, if you lie on me about shit like this, oh. He's afraid to do it because you can't do that. You're victim shaming, right? But you ain't no victim. You're a hua. You're a hua, as Paulie Walnuts would call it. You're a fucking hua. And you're mad about me over politics. So the one girl was mad about politics. That was the chick who's into raping shit. The other girl, the 20-year-old, whose sister pimped her out, she's basically mad because her mom found out, and she probably just lied to her mom to come up with an excuse for it. So that way her mom doesn't think she's a hua. And he's not naming them because he thinks it's a bad look. People be like, oh, you're putting their faces out there, and now they're going to get doxxed. You're doxing them, and they're going to get harassed. See, I don't care. I know their playbook. I know you're going to use that. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I'm doxing you. Yeah, I'm putting your name out there, right? Doxing. That's not doxing. Saying your name. That's not doxing. Doxing's like, here's her address, here's her phone number, blah, blah, blah. That's doxing. Saying your name, naming your accuser is not fucking doxing. So he goes on. We're almost done.
This is her face again in this video. Portnoy was a dick.
Because you know me. I mean, I put this shit out there. KP, you name it.
Uses Business Insider, how she described me. He gets a 2 or 10 from me.
Exactly. That's a perfect example. Like,
if he
wouldn't name KP. Like, I'll put your DCF reports up there.
I'm going to stick with
fuck with me
with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 $sign flying emojis. She unleashed everything she had on me. Okay, so I guess it's sexed in, but the story is made up. There is 0.0.0 truth to it, and even here, like, if Biden asks me, I'll fucking go tomorrow. All right, exonerate you. Other people are like, yeah, I don't know what that does. I told you I was telling the truth, and now I have facts. Slide 1, slide 2. 4 years ago. All right. She is quoted as a source in this article. A girl I haven't talked to in 4 years.
So there was
The
another girl
only
in the
woman-
article who we
And
never
talked to
fucked.
everybody in my life. Everybody.
And I don't know why she was
One woman
included in the
quoted.
story.
𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗧. Please play who 𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗧 is.
And this is
So you lied to me.
look at this.
Well, yeah.
This was a source, I shit you not, in the story. Listen to what she says to Dr. Phil here.
I mean, that's what the media is doing, I think, with this entire virus. Obviously, it was a social experiment more than anything else. Like, obviously, I wanted the cloud off it, and I was like really annoyed that Corona was getting more publicity than me because I currently have like a song going viral right now and no one's covering it. So I decided to hop on the Corona wave. But yeah, I just did lie to people. Yeah, I did, and it did exactly what I thought it was going to do. Like, it's funny because I created the fake news myself.
This is the only girl who's quoted in the article. Like, am I taking crazy pills?
No, you're not at all. That's the only source they had on record was that woman that like said some shit about Dave. And she's most famous for creating a viral COVID hoax. I don't know all the details about it. And she went on Dr. Phil. She's like, yeah, of course. I just made shit up because I wanted attention for my TikTok. And they used her as a fucking source. I mean, this is insane. This is insane that this fucking
That
happened.
is the one girl who put her name. And by the way, I'm not mentioning the other two. I don't want to go after the other two. I like whatever. I kind of feel again. I understand, but if you don't know, I'll tell you at the end. But I asked them all nicely, fairly. I said I will come to you to do an interview as long. Here it is. Here's what I found hilarious. And again, I already know. The people who hate me, and we'll get into this. Let's start though with not to go off track. Exhibit 25. This was yesterday. What was this? 20 minutes after we got the video. Nicholas Carlson, again, the guy who refused to talk. I'm proud to announce that we hired Julia Black as a correspondent for The Insider.
Julia Black wrote the story.
She is persistent, fair, talented writer, and a delight to work with.
Like, this is what they do. They just pat the media, the blue checks just pat themselves on the back and they're like, great job. The fuck was great about that story? They didn't include the police report. Apparently, these people talked to like probably dozens and dozens of women that Dave Portnoy slept with. All of them were probably like, yeah, he was fine. And they're like, cool. We're not interested in that aspect of the story. We're looking for the 𝗃𝗃𝗃 who are angry. And they found 2 of them. And they didn't put what their motivations were. They mentioned a police report. They didn't put the fucking police report in there because it's fucking hilarious. And it would just show how goofy this whole thing is. They don't admit the one source they have on the record went on Dr. Phil and admitted to fucking lying about shit for clout. And these guys are like, what a great story. So Julia Black, everybody wins here. She gets a promotion out of this. Business Insider gets thousands of new subscriptions that they never had before from all these people who don't like Barstool Sports and don't like Dave Portnoy. And let's just be honest, don't like Republicans. That's all this is. Dave, take the red pill, brother. This is all political. This whole fucking thing is political. If you were a good liberal, they would not be doing this to you. Okay? I hope you understand that. I don't think he gets that yet. That, bro, this is all, you just need to take the red pill. Elon Musk took the red pill. Dave Rubin took it. Like, I could go down the list. 𝗟𝗪cy 𝗵𝗵𝗆 is in the process right now. It's going down her throat. It's being digested. And I guarantee in 2024 that 𝗟𝗪cy 𝗵𝗵𝗆 will support whoever the Republican nominee is for president publicly. I guarantee that will happen. Joe Rogan got red pilled. Joe, just trust me, man. Take the fucking pill. I voted for Obama. Okay. I was proud. Like when I first started Turtleboy, I was proud to be like apolitical kind of. Like I remember those days I used to say like, I don't do politics. Imagine that now. I'm political as fuck now. Take the red pill and you'll feel so much better when you just come to terms with who you are and what you stand for and who your enemies are. So, yeah, God, I wish you would take the pill. Yeah, it's so true. Okay. All right, so I'll stop there. You guys have any questions or anything? Fire away. I feel better than I did at the start of the show, so that's good. You guys are my therapy. You know that? I was in a bad mood, really bad mood, but now I feel much better, much better. So thank you. Okay, any questions? Fire away. I wish Tulsi kept her house. I mean, I don't know if she might have lost. She had a primary opponent, some communist. Why it's bad for business? You automatically alienate half your customers. So that's the thing about Dave is that he can have liberal blog. Like most of his bloggers are liberal. So you have them do that, but you are the owner of the company and you're a MAGA guy. That's your thing. You're the MAGA guy who employs liberals. Why can't you do that? That could be your thing. It could be like an Archie Bunker thing. I'm the older guy. I hired all these younger people. They don't really know yet how the world works. That would be humorous, no? Tulsi is too. I mean, that's the thing. Like we like Tulsi, but wait till you hear about what her position is on gun control. And you're not going to like her so much. Did you win on the Mr. Mom? Oh, I won on that a long time ago. Oh, yeah. What if anything came of them? Nothing came of it at all. Monica got paid, and that was the end of that. However, I do know as a matter of fact that the Attorney General Maura Healey's office is now investigating violence in Boston's finances. And I would assume they're going to look into the Mikayla Miller thing too. I did. Joe Biden, I guess, can we call it, is Negro back? Can we say Negro? The president called 𝗟𝗶𝘃𝗃 a Negro today. Not the Negro Leagues. He called him a Negro. If Biden can say it, I better be able to say it. I'm just saying. He literally called that. And he's that fucking like mush-brained of a president. I checked out the Bovada odds for president today. It keeps every day. It goes more and more Republican every fucking day. Guess you guys know who the favorite is right now? Guess who the favorite is to get elected president in 2024? Take a while. You'll never guess. Let's look. Sports, politics. Did we guess? Did you guys guess? Everyone's like DeSantis. No. It's Donald Trump. Here's by the way, the Republican is how the Senate is minus 250 to go to Republican. House is minus 400. That's almost a done deal. Democratic nominee, okay, Kamala Harris plus 120, Joe Biden plus 125. Next is Mayor Pete at plus 1800. So it's going to be one of these two, okay? And they're almost dead even. The vice president is a slight favorite over the president, which is crazy. Then there's the Republican nominee. I swear to God, like a month ago, this was DeSantis and Trump both at plus 250. Now it is Trump at plus 105, which is almost even money to get the Republican nominee. DeSantis is at plus 450. So basically what that means, if Donald Trump runs for the Republican nominee for president, guys, and I don't want that to happen. It's not necessary. I mean, he could easily win. He's won before. He barely lost last time. And this a deeply unpopular president right now. So he could win. But it would be unnecessarily close. Whereas DeSantis would, is just because people like MAGA. They like Trumpism. they just don't like Trump, some of them. Like, I can't sell some of my friends on Trump. I'm sorry. I can never do it. Like, I know I can't. Like, it's just out of the fucking question. There are people that I could sell on Ron DeSantis. Reasonable people. I can be like, yeah, look at Ron. Like, he's a good guy. Look what he's doing with the schools. Look what he's doing with the masks. Look what he did with COVID. Like, he did a good job. Ron's a good guy. You like Ron. He's likable, you know? With Trump, it's like, I can't. I'm not going to bother selling this to you. I know you'll never fucking buy what I'm selling. I give up. I can't. I give up. And that's a good segment of the population that's just like, you can't sell them on Trump. It's fucking impossible. So he can win. He can't win big. And there's just no reason for it to be close. But whatever. If Trump, he's so popular within our party, he's the fucking godfather of the party, basically. And I'll vote for him if he's the nominee, of course, because I'm not voting for the communists. But if he runs for the Republican nominee, Ron DeSantis will not run. Because Ron DeSantis has a clean name right now. Ron DeSantis doesn't want to get a fucking nickname from Donald Trump and just get belittled by him like Little Marco did and Lion Ted did and all those other guys did. And Jeb, what happened to Jeb? He's gone. I mean, he can stay. He's like, I don't need to do that. I'll just wait it out. He'll just wait till 2028. He's young. He's in his early 40s. His wife is battling breast cancer. He's like, I don't need this. And so if that's why the odds are like this, because if Trump wins, if Trump runs, he's going to win the Republican nominee. You will likely see some challenger out of there. Like look at this list. I mean, who's going to challenge Trump? You tell me. Nikki Haley was in his administration. She ain't going to challenge him. Mike Pence ain't going to challenge him. Mike Pompeo was in his administration. He ain't going to challenge him. Josh Hawley's no fucking way. Like, even Tom Cotton, like, these are MAGA guys. Cotton and Hawley, their base is MAGA. They don't want to challenge Trump. The only kind of people that are going to challenge him are like fucking losers. Like, you know, who on this, like John Kasich might fucking run. Somebody stupid like that. Mitt Romney might run. Even like a Tim Scott, I could picture doing that. They're going to lose. Okay. They're going to lose. If Trump runs, which he's going to, because his ego won't let him sit out, he's going to fucking win. Okay. So Trump's going to win the nomination. And now this Democrats are minus 130 to win. This was like minus 200 not too long ago. This gets lower every day. It's almost even. And overall odds to win, the favorite in Vegas right now to win is Donald J. Trump. Okay? At plus 300. Followed by Biden. Notice it's interesting here. I find this very interesting, guys. That Biden is at plus 450 and Harris is at plus 600. So, but to win so Biden is the favorite over Kamala. He's a favorite over Kamala to become, to win the presidency in 2024. But who's the favorite to win the Democratic nominee? Kamala is. So that tells you that if Kamala gets the nomination, she has less of a chance of beating Trump than Biden, which is accurate. The only reason that Biden is the nominee, that he was made the nominee, is because he's less offensive to people. People find civil Joe, he's not civil. He's a piece of shit. But Kamala is just so unlikable. And look at the other who do the Democrats have to choose from? They are in fucking trouble, man. Look at the choices. Mayor Pete. Whew. AOC is the next up. Pocahontas. Big Mike Obama. Are you kidding me? Spartacus. Bloomberg. Sherrod Brown from Ohio. Fat ass Stacey Abrams. Shoe throwing Amy Klobuchar. Bernie, he's going to be 98. Governor Karen. Yang still sticking around. Hillary. Fucking Hillary's still on the list. God. I mean, Cuomo. Fucking Cuomo is there. Beto, Deval Patrick. I mean, have you ever seen a bigger list of losers? This is it. That's why Trump might win again, because that's the fucking list. There's no, Barack Obama is not walking through that door. There is no fucking like young guy that riles up. I mean, Obama, say what you want about him. He sucked, whatever. He got people fired up, right? He motivated the base. He got them out to vote. He was exciting. They don't have anything like that. They got nothing. Not that we do. We have DeSantis. He's actually kind of like that. But the problem with DeSantis is Trump is still there. And it just sucks. So it's like, I just wish Trump would go away, but his ego will not allow it. So, and it's like, I just don't have the energy for a Trump presidency. Remember how stressful every day was with Trump being president and us being supporters of him? Like, I had to have his back over every fucking crazy thing he said. And like every day there was some fucking, the media just never left him alone. I just don't have the energy for it. I'd rather just have DeSantis. It'd be so much easier. Okay. Anything else, guys? Any other questions? Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I voted for him. He fooled me. Okay. He beat Hillary. He wasn't supposed to do that, you know? No, you're right. Like, life was fine. Life under Trump was great. I loved life under Trump. The day-to-day was fantastic. But it was just like every fuck that you go on social media and it's just like, oh, people hated each other. And I feel like it started at the top. Like, I feel like, I love Trump, but he just brings out the worst in everyone. He brings out the worst in the left and he brings them out. That's the problem, is they all show up to vote when he's on the ballot. I wish they would just stay home. Yeah, and that's the thing. If you hated Trump, that's the beauty of it all. Is DeSantis is much more MAGA than Trump is. And he's much more like, he actually does the shit that Trump says. They'll be begging for Trump back. They don't even understand. Like, Trump brought the swamp with him. He brought fucking Jared and Ivanka and shit. Ain't going to be anybody. Jared and Ivanka are not going to be in DeSantis's cabinet. Exactly. Never gets out of his own way. Okay. All right. Any other questions, guys, before we call it a night? It is, it was the best thing for the Republican Party, him being banned from Twitter. I mean, it's just contentious, man. It's so contentious with Trump. And yeah, it's just, I love him, but just like the drama that surrounds him is just such a distraction and a sideshow that we forget what we're fighting for sometimes, and we just don't do it because it's just all about like, oh, here's what he tweeted today, blah, blah, blah. You totally missed my meaning. Okay, well, it's my show, Bonghead. So anyway, anybody else have any questions? Oh, thank you for asking. She's good. She has had surgery. She recovered. They took the cancer out, so she's good. We got the cancer out of there. She's cancer free. And she's got to go for chemo again. I guess they have to just do so they do all the chemo, they kill it all, and then they take the actual cancer ball out. And then you never know where, like, cancer's a bitch. It could be hiding in any fucking bone. You never fucking know where those fucking cells. All you need is one fucking cancer cell. And then it starts metastasizing. And it could spread again. So they got to go in there again. They just got to fucking chemo the fuck out of it again, you know? So thank you for asking. I appreciate that. Any other questions? Yeah, the Isaac Phillips things. That was a great one. Yeah. I mean, you got to be with cancer. It's like once you get it, you got to constantly be on it, man. I mean, I'm going to die of cancer one day. Odds are, hopefully not too soon. And, I love my mother. It's like, she'll probably die of cancer someday. Like most people in my family will probably die of cancer because cancer is genetic, man. Everybody in my family dies from cancer. So I mean, I'm about to turn 40. I need to start getting screened a lot too. I got to stay on that shit. So if cancer runs in your family, you definitely get screened as much as possible. OBJ to the Rams. I mean, the rich get richer. There's only one ball. That's the problem. I don't know how Cooper Cup fantasy owners feel about that, but yeah. Cam back to the Panthers. Yeah, I mean, good. I mean, Cam deserves to be in the league, man. Cam should be playing somewhere, you know. Rittenhouse, I mean, if he doesn't, we riot. We don't. I mean, our people don't riot, unfortunately, but do you think heart attack? I mean, I could picture heart attack too. I mean, isn't heart attack #1 killer? Heart disease is the #1 killer in America, I think. I could totally picture myself dying from a heart attack. But you know, we'll see. So I think Rittenhouse will go free. I mean, I'll be shocked if he doesn't. I will be shocked. They can get him on the they do have him dead to rights on the one charge, on 2 charges. He violated curfew, guilty as charged, and he had the legal possession of the gun. I mean, how do you get out of that one? But that's a misdemeanor. He's not going to go to jail for that. He's going to get time served. It's a 9-month maximum. He's already been in jail for a bit. So I can't imagine what, you know, how can they? I will lose complete faith in the system if he gets found guilty. At least we know you won't die of COVID. Oh, they'll probably count it as that. They'll probably count it as that. All right. Any other questions, guys? Oh, they dropped the curfew charge. Okay. So free my boy. They dropped the curfew charge. Good. He's been out on bail, but he did sit in jail for a bit. So no matter what, like, suppose they convict him on the weapons one and they give him like 6 months or whatever, he'll get time served on that. Yeah, fuck LeBron. We've been over him before. Fuck him. Let me check the turtle chat. Did I miss any turtle chats here? Oh, we did. I got a turtle chat I got to bring up. Oh, this is a good one. Got a turtle chat here from Pizza Girl. Says, everyone knows the rules. Portnoy eats kids just like the Clintons do. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Pizza Girl. I appreciate the dono. Thank you very much. Very nice of you. All right. I am hoping for a full acquittal. I think we'll see that. I think odds are definitely in that favor. Okay. All right, guys. We'll call it a night then. We will see you all Saturday night for the next episode of the Turtle Boy Live. Peace, Turtle Riders.